When you think about the Detroit Lions offense, of course, you think of Jared Goff, Amon St. Brown, and Jameson Williams. But the key piece to everything lately, especially, has been Jahmyr Gibbs, the running back who is an absolute touchdown machine. 16 rushing touchdowns, which is tied for first across the NFL. And I think he's got 4 or 5 receiving touchdowns as well. And he completely balled out versus the Minnesota Vikings, locking up the #1 seed on the NFC side. And let's go ahead and break down his big plays of the game and just how versatile he is. So on this first touchdown right here, they're at the 25-yard line. They're going to run an ISO play at this Mike linebacker, and he's going to be able to make a cut, and then it's all going to come down to the safety to be able to make an open field tackle. The fullback inserts on the Mike backer, get a good cut. Safety tries to come downhill, but the speed of Jahmyr Gibbs makes him hesitate. Anytime you're in open field, it is tough to tackle a ball carrier like a Jahmyr Gibbs. You don't know if he's going to be able to break either way. He locks up this free safety for a half a second, and he is able to make him miss in the open field. Watch this ISO block right here by the fullback. Key block, pinning that backer, and then the free safety freezes for just a second, and Jahmyr Gibbs is off to the races. Jahmyr Gibbs is one of your more versatile running backs in the league today. Not only can he run in between the tackles or outside the tackle, but he's a really good receiving back as well. Right here in the low red zone area, you see a lot of defenses try to play man coverage. In this instance, they are running a match man concept with your outside receivers, and they are trying to lock up Jahmyr Gibbs with a linebacker because they're trying to send pressure. Not good. They just run a Texas route, which is an angle route right here. Linebacker takes an outside leverage, really trying to take the flats away and try to get hands on them, but this leaves the angle route wide open, and you never know. Maybe Jahmyr Gibbs had an option route right here where he could have hit the angle route or he could have hit the flat, but either way, as soon as that linebacker flies way too far to the outside, all he's got to do is snap it back underneath. And there is no one home for Jahmyr Gibbs, and that is touchdown number 2 and just way too easy. And it's dangerous when you're playing this man coverage look into the red zone like this. You've got to be able to have guys who can keep up with a running back, and that's just simply a tough matchup for any player when you got a back like Jahmyr Gibbs. On this next one right here, they're going to motion over this tight end. They are in a 13 personnel set, so 3 tight ends to just 1 receiver and 1 back. And what you got right here is a little bit of wide zone with a lead blocker and this fullback right here. They're able to capture this edge off this edge defender, and then your wide receiver is able to do a really good job boxing out the receiver, and you're going to get one-on-one with a safety again. And Jahmyr Gibbs' speed is able to put that defender in conflict, and he's able to find the end zone. So let's watch it right here. Get a good lead block with that tight end. Jahmyr Gibbs is able to beat the safety with his speed and get into the end zone for his 3rd touchdown. Jahmyr Gibbs really does a good job of setting this up, trying to press it north first right here, then a quick little bounce to the outside, and he puts the burners on. He's got breakaway speed, which is deadly at any sort of level. Guys, if you're gaining value from this video, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button. It's free. Join the family. We're closing in on 10K subscribers. Appreciate you guys. So on this one right here, they're going to go back to wide zone. But on wide zone, you're either looking for a crease. They're trying to push the defensive line horizontal, and you're trying to find that small little crease that you're able to put your foot north and get up the field. Or if they give a soft edge, you're able to bounce it like the previous play. On this one right here, Jahmyr Gibbs presses it right here, finds a crease, gets skinny and gets through, and now he's off to the races, and he's got another big gain for the Detroit Lions, and the safety does just enough to hold him up to where the defense can now pursue and tackle him for a saving touchdown tackle. Watch as this thing develops right here. So in wide zone, Gibbs is just staying on a track right here, and he's looking for a crease or if he needs to bend it to the outside. He presses vertical right there, and that freezes that linebacker for just a second, and it opens up just enough of a crease for him to be able to now hit the burners and get off to the races right there. Whenever you start to press vertically, it really puts those linebackers in a bind, and that is what Gibbs was able to do right there. He was able to have a major influence on what the backer did, and he was able to take advantage of of it. Right here, just never quit mentality as he rushes in for his 4th touchdown on the day. We'll be able to watch it from the end zone copy right here. They're running a center trap run scheme right here. They're trying to trap this wide 9 technique, and it ends up being the backside backer who meets Jahmyr Gibbs before the line of scrimmage right here. The center does a great job pulling, kicking out this wide 9. But like I say, 51 scrapes over top, and he's able to meet Jahmyr Gibbs, but Gibbs keeps his feet moving and powers his way into the end zone. I think when you look at Jahmyr Gibbs, you think that he's a lighter and a smaller back, but he still has a great sense of low pad level and fighting through contact, and it makes him even more versatile. I think it's easy to think about when you're talking about the Detroit Lions offense. You're talking about Jared Goff and how well he runs this offense with the play action pass, and Amon St. Brown and Jameson Williams' speed and things like that. But Jahmyr Gibbs is the touchdown machine in this offense, and he's able to put a lot of pressure on a defense, whether you're running in between the tackles, outside the tackles, or you've got to worry about him being a receiving threat, and you've got to guard him with linebackers or nickel corners. He is a very versatile running back, and boy, is he a weapon going into this postseason, where the Detroit Lions have now the number 1 seed, and it's going to be interesting to see if they can make it to their first ever Super Bowl appearance. They've got a legit offense. Can their defense be able to stop teams and hold them? They did very well in this game against the Minnesota Vikings, and now I think them having the number 1 seed, they are in the driver's seat. They do not have to go to any sort of cold weather, bad weather situation games in the postseason. They now hold the fate. The path to the Super Bowl runs through Detroit, and this is their opportunity. It's not going to be given to them. It's not going to be handed to them. They're going to have to earn it. But with all the pieces that they have on offense, led by offensive coordinator Ben Johnson and his very creative play calling, you've got to be excited if you're a Detroit Lions fan. And, even if you're not a Detroit Lions fan, I think if you've got a favorite team in the postseason, of course you're rooting for them. But how can you not like the Detroit Lions with Dan Campbell and these players that they've got? They are a fun team to watch, and they're a fun team to root for. Let me know what you guys think about Jahmyr Gibbs and this offense going into the postseason. What do you think their chances are to make a Super Bowl run? As always, guys, watch this next video. Stay humble, stay kind, and peace.